What the heck does financial freedom even mean to you? It's gonna be so different for you than it is for me, than it is for my friend, than it is for my brother, than it is for the next person. I think it's so easy to kind of get wrapped up in what you see from the social media gurus or from your neighbors or your coworkers that you don't take the time, most people don't take the time to really think about what they want for their lives and not what they think they should want for their lives. A lot of people really only actually start to think about how they want to be living their lives if something bad happens in their life, which sucks, right? Like, why are we only actually starting to live our best lives if something bad happens and derails us, right? Usually it's someone passes away, or you get noticed terminal illness, you lose your job, or a pandemic happens. Like, think about this. So many people, including me, were just kind of running on this hamster wheel, living this life that didn't really support our dreams and what we wanted to do. But until COVID happened, until the pandemic happened, that slowed everyone down, and they had a second to actually think about how they want to show up in this world and what kind of life they want to live. They just would never have done that if it weren't for that. And that's such a sad part of our society, that we're just kind of running on this hamster wheel most of the time, trying to keep up with this imaginary idea of what we think is success. And that's where the idea of financial freedom and time freedom comes from. Also, those two being very different things. Financial freedom, you may be not dependent on like a W-2 job, but you may have created yourself a whole other job that doesn't actually give you time to do the things that you want to do. But it gives you the financial ability to not be sitting in front of a desk every day, potentially. Whereas time freedom is actually having the time to do the things that make you happy, do the things you thrive in doing, spend time with the people that you love, etc. So this idea of financial freedom needs to be something that's at our forefront constantly. We also have to remember that it's gonna be completely different for every single person. A lot of the time, especially when we are running on some sort of hamster wheel, we're either comparing ourselves to the next influencer or to the next real estate investor or to our co-workers at our corporate job or to our neighbor or our family members. But at the end of the day, all that matters is what do you actually want? Also, just so you know, I haven't scripted like any of this. I'm just rolling right now. Just going off the top of my head because this is something that's just so passionate for me, and I feel like I've really taken, well, I'm constantly taking the time to think about how I want to show up in this world, what I want my lifestyle to be, and what I want my business to look like in order to support the lifestyle that I want to live. And just so you know, most people would hate my life. Hate it. Like, I am constantly traveling. I am never in one place at once, or not never in one place at once, but I am never just chill. I can't chill. I struggle to chill. I'm always doing something. I personally love my life. There are definitely parts that are exhausting about it, but it's definitely not for everyone. But so I wanted to just kind of show you and talk about what different ideas of financial freedom there are, and like time freedom there are, that you could strive to. It doesn't have to be what I want, and I'll go over what my idea of financial and time freedom is at the end, but I want to show you that there are so many people living incredible lives that aren't crazy and lavish and all this stuff. They just have the time to do what they actually want to be doing. So I just came up with a few different scenarios. I think I'm going to do three. Let's say 3 different scenarios on what financial freedom could look like, or time freedom could look like. Number 1, you just don't have to work anymore. Let's say you're a mom. You're a mom, you've got 3 kids, you and your husband like to hang out with the kids most of the time. Honestly, like, you want to dedicate your life to raising these kids, maybe homeschooling them, taking them on cool adventures throughout the year, are able to live in your home happily and just enjoy family time most of the time at home with your children. So financial and time freedom could look like not having to go into work at 6 or 7 in the morning and having to come back at 4 p.m. and hire a nanny, or 5 p.m. because you can't make it to go pick your kids up from daycare. And you can actually go do all those things with your children, and you just enjoy taking care of the home and being a great mom or great dad, and spending all of your extra time with your kids, helping them grow, nurturing them to become the best people that they possibly could be. That's huge. That's why a lot of people try to get financial freedom and time freedom, is because life is short and they want to spend it with their children and with the people they love more than anything else in this world. That might be what time and financial freedom looks like to you. Scenario number 2. Let's say you're a big either surfer or skier, right? And I'm just thinking random extreme sports. Could be any. Let's say you're a big surfer or skier and you love spending 4 months out of the year just surfing and skiing every waking moment that you possibly can, and that brings you fuel and joy and love and passion, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to necessarily be working during that time though. You want to just be skiing or surfing or rock climbing or whatever it is, and enjoying that time in the outdoors and nature. Maybe it's backpacking, like maybe you want to do a big backpack like the Pacific Coast Trail or whatever it may be, and you want to not have to worry about your finances and your life and how the bills are going to get paid and all of that. With financial freedom, maybe it looks like being able to do that every year. It's just take 4 months off or 6 months off or 3 months off, or a few weeks off, and just not have to worry about that. A lot of times when you're in maybe a W-2 job or you're running a business, right, you feel like you can't take the time away from your job to go do these cool, crazy adventures that you've always wanted to do. So that might be what financial and time freedom looks like for you. It's being able to go do those things and take that time off every single year to just enjoy life and live, right? For some people, financial and time freedom might just look like not missing any family or friend events, right? Like those big events, I'm talking the weddings, the baby showers, the pregnancies, the difficult moments, all of that. Maybe for you, time and financial freedom literally just looks like being able to be there for your people whenever you need to. And you don't have to ask anyone, you don't have to take vacation time. You just know you have that ability to do that because you're in control over your time and you're not dependent on a job to let you do the things that you want to do. Time and financial freedom I was literally talking to someone the other day, and her big thing is that she just likes to be able to wake up whenever she wants to wake up and not be dependent on someone else telling her she has to be somewhere at a specific time, right? She just can wake up whenever she wants to wake up. She can stay up late, however she wants to stay up late. She still wakes up early, but that is because she wants to. And on days that she doesn't want to, she doesn't feel obligated to go do something because she's created this lifestyle where she has the opportunity and the ability to do that. And that's what I'm trying to get at with this like time and financial freedom. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to own your own yacht and be traveling around the world all the time, or be, there's just so many things at buying whatever the hell you want, like Chanel purses all the time, or getting your nails done all the time. But for some people, that might also be it. Maybe you might just want to be able to go and get your nails done and not have to worry about it, making a huge dent in your bank account. Maybe that's what freedom looks like for you. It's gonna be so different for every single person, everyone. And you just have to remember, like, what actually makes you happy. Not that person, but you. What does your ideal life look like? And the first way of even getting to that point of figuring out what financial freedom looks like to you is really taking a moment to write down and really think about, what does your ideal day even look like? And I'm gonna tell you, it's probably way more simple than you would have ever thought. Like, way more simple. I wrote down my ideal day and my vivid vision the other day, and I'll actually read it for you so you can see what my ideal day looks like. It's like simple but not simple. But also know for me, financial and time freedom means not spending all of my year in one place. I don't really want one solo primary residence. I want to be able to split time between the US and split time between South America. But probably my main places will be the US and Europe, and then a few months out of the year just traveling for fun. Like that is what financial and time freedom looks like for me, and not missing the big things in my people's lives, like the people that I love, not missing any of the big events because I have a work thing that I have to take care of. Like my people come first before anything else, and my travels and my dog. But I'll read to you my vivid vision just so you have an idea of like what financial and time freedom and like my ideal life actually looks like for me. And the funny thing is I'm still working during that time. I like working. I can't sit still. I can't just not do anything. I'm one of those people that needs to always have something that I'm doing. I like to take breaks. I like to take a month off here, a month off there, that kind of situation. But I enjoy working. I love feeling productive, and I love getting things done and impacting people and creating and all of these things. Okay, so this is literally me sharing my vivid vision, which is probably too personal. I don't know. I'm probably gonna cut a couple of parts out of here that the public doesn't need to know. But I will just read this, and yes. I literally write March 1st, 2028. And the way that I've written this, it's kind of like a journal entry to myself-ish type of thing, just recapping the day. So I wake up and pull back the curtains, and I'm surrounded by beautiful views and nature. How did I get here? How could I be so fortunate to be in this beautiful home in the mountains, a gorgeous secluded place with its own private outdoor shower? I take my warm, cozy throw blanket outside with me. It's a Monday morning. I'm out on the mountains, wake up, do some reading and journaling on the balcony. It's still dark out, but the sky is slowly getting lighter by the minute. The purple-orange haze dancing in the sky, the Italian air is crisp, and the tea in your spread joy mug is making hot steamy swirls in the air. The sunrise from this balcony will always be my favorite. It starts peeking up from over the mountains, and light dances on the lake down below to cast shadows and create music on the water. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, it's a perfect way to start the day. No Monday scaries. Okay, do I dissect it? Maybe I dissect it. So for me, my ideal situation and environment that I want to be in is somewhere, number one, that doesn't give me the Monday scaries. I don't like waking up and feeling that like gut in my stomach that I just like don't want to do the rest of the day. I hate that. It puts me in straight depression. Not about it. And I love Italy. That's why Italian air is in there. Love Lake Como in particular. And I'm not talking about like Bellagio, Verona, like Cluny or all of that stuff. I'm talking about the small little towns in Lake Como. I love the local feel, the people, everyone's so wonderful. That's just kind of what I envision in terms of my lifestyle. Most likely somewhere in Europe, probably not in the US, I say that now, but that's just when I'm thinking of time freedom, life freedom. For me, location is very important. I love being able to wake up for the sunrise every day. I love having this time in the morning to journal, be free, and just let my creative juices flow. And I love that the mornings are for me and only me, and I'm not getting distracted by all these outside noises and externalities. Key, my dog, walks out too and comes and lies at my feet, and we watch the sun come up. I say my husband here because the future me does want a husband. Crawls out of bed and comes out onto the balcony, pulls me in and kisses me. I love him so much. We've created such a beautiful world and life for ourselves and Key, and we persevere together. The sun is up, now it's go time. We've got 3 options: either head on a 2-hour hike with Key, head down to the dock for a swim or a little kayak, or we play a quick game of fetch with Key, then head off to the gym and get an hour-long work in. The mornings are always ours. We've taken the time to really work and focus on our relationship and prioritize the time that we spend together and try not to rush through those moments. We always try to do it together, no matter how busy life gets. And that's another big important part, is I don't necessarily want to be with someone who's only working the entire time. I want to prioritize spending time together, because that's my love language. My love language is quality time. And I know my happy self needs someone who wants to spend time together at the end of the day. Not every day, not all day, has their own thing, but that's a part of it. And that's also what comes with like time and financial freedom, is I don't also want to be working all day every day. I want to be have the ability to spend time, quality time, consistently with the people that I love. I have a quick call with one of my besties while putting makeup on in the morning before heading out to go grab breakfast with another good friend of mine here in town who is also an entrepreneur. We try to do monthly meetups to catch up, talk about life, and inspire each other to get after it. I love this for us. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. We are pretty much regulars at this one breakfast spot by now. The little Italian nonna always smiles when we come in and we chit chat about whatever is happening in life. After fueling my soul with my husband, my pup, and my friends, now it's time to get to work. As I told you, I actually like working during the day. I like being productive. I like actually accomplishing things throughout the day, which is why work is still a part of my ideal day. Anita is holding down the fort. She's my business partner in the US in our American department of Tati and Co, our company, our real estate investing company. We have a whole team there running our boutique hotel and glamping operations in Virginia, Washington, and Colorado. We finally decided to take our boutique hotel operations abroad, and we decided to start with this cute little town in Italy right outside of Lake Como. We were just featured in the New York Times. We are basically the dynamic duo, queens of boutique hotels and glamping sites, known for fun, cozy, and tasteful design that makes everyone at ease while on vacation in the mountains. We were able to distinguish ourselves because everything in the mountains, in particular these days, has kind of gone for the Scandinavian modern look, whereas we have decided to lean into inspiration from all of our travels that brings in a lot more character and playfulness and colorfulness into design. At this point, the business has so many departments that we have people in place to handle most of the nitty-gritty. All Anita and I focus on these days is designing and curating beautiful spaces, networking with potential investors, and just getting our name out there. And get this, we have just started our very own coaching program, because coaching and mentoring and helping others is really at the core of why I do anything that I do. And that's probably why I'm making this current video. But yes, coaching program to help other folks do what we did in their most authentic way. I actually say in here, I absolutely love mentoring so much and helping people live their best lives. My mornings are sacred, but my afternoons tend to be filled with quite a few calls, but I really don't mind them at all because I love helping others and making an impact on this world. My first call on Monday is always with Anita and the team, talking about the business, where it's going, making sure we're on track, and making sure that we're having fun doing what we're doing. Then I have a coaching call with my mastermind group, and it's just so awesome to see how far that we've come and how far they've come, and I can't believe I get to help them live their best life, tap into their potential, and just inspire people to do cool ass things. And the cool thing is that every day is different. That, okay, number one, is such a big core of what financial and time freedom means for me. It's that every day is something new. Going to an office every day and sitting in front of a desk is just not quite what I enjoy doing, because I need novelty and change. I thrive off of it. So for some people, that sounds like a freaking nightmare, and they like to go in and know what they're doing every day. That is just not the way that my brain operates. I like change, diversity, different. For example, my big social media content creation days are on Fridays, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do my site visits at our new boutique hotel conversion here in Europe to see how the team is getting along. I spend about 6 months in Europe a year, which I absolutely love, 3 to 4 months in the US, and then the rest of the few months traveling around if I feel like it. At this point, I've already been to 70 countries, so I am less concerned about visiting new places, to be honest, just taking a few trips here and there to learn something new and fuel the soul. After a long but fulfilling day, my love meets me back at home. Sometimes we cook, sometimes we just go out for dinner. I love when we go out because he's just such a natural with people. We tend to bump into people that we know, and especially in Europe, we just love being a part of the community. And then we come home, lie on the couch, enjoy each other's presence, cuddle with Key, of course, and we are also planning our next mountain trip to the Dolomites. I can't wait. So just know, for some people, that whole situation sounds like an absolute dream, right? And to be fair, the way I write it, it sounds very dreamy and fluffy and, you know, all of that stuff. But for a lot of people, that doesn't sound like fun. Being somewhere for 6 months and then traveling for 3 months somewhere else and then traveling the rest of the year might be anxiety inducing to you and exhausting, right? For me, that's just something I love to do, and that's what looks like happiness for me, or part of what looks like happiness for me. Some people don't want to get married. Like having a husband or wife or whatever might seem like a horrible thing, whereas for some people that's what they really want. For some people, they don't want to work. They want to be able to not work really, like at all. Like have a good amount of passive income, put property managers in place, and not really have to do anything. Whereas I actually like working, which is weird, right? But this is just to show you that there are so many different ways to do life. So don't compare yourself to the next person or the social media guru that you want to live. And then make strides and efforts and take action to actually go and live that life, or work towards living that life. Okay, that's it for my TED Talk. Literally didn't plan any of this, no script, we just went with it. I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if this was a weird one. It probably was. I don't know if you came here for this. But if you did find anything to be useful in this video, I, as always, would always appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button and the little bell notification button. Share this with someone, anyone, even if it's just to laugh at me. Okay, bye.